Hello and welcome to the Red Bull Rampage. We've got some big terrain here with some big hits. We're going to do a suspension setup talk with some of the guys to see how the riders are setting up their rigs. Let's go talk to the boys. We're here at SR Suntour. We've got JP Gendron with the bacon on. Hey, what's cooking, man?
A little bit of bacon, a little bit of suspension.
Excellent, excellent. Give us a lowdown on the setups for the guys' forks here. You've got Carson Storch and Kurt Sorge?
That's correct. And for Rampage, everything's just extra stiff. Lots of volume spacing, so big progression curve for those big hits, and just making sure all the damping and rebounds working properly.
How are the guys setting up their stuff differently than the racers? What's it like working with the free riders versus the racers?
Well, the free riders just tend to send everything, so they're a little less picky. And the racers are definitely a little more specific. They want half a click more of low speed compression and little nuanced things like that. But everybody does a little differently.
Now, Carson and Kurt are about the same size, but how are they setting up their setups differently?
Just a little bit of difference in air pressure because of their weight. But then both of them, lots of volume spacing, so you're running a small volume chamber in there, so you have that huge progression, and then a fair amount of rebound and compression damping. So
all right,
yeah.
And you got everything all lubed up and ready to rock?
Keeping it sauced.
Right on. Sauce straight up here at SR Suntour. We're here at Fox with Chris Seggers. The riders are out in the hills, and you've been setting up the suspension. How's it been going?
Great, Tippie. Yeah,
right on.
real good.
Now, how are the guys setting up their suspension, and who's got it set up different? Who's got it the stiffest?
Stiffest apparently would be Reed Boggs. For his weight and size, he's doing kind of a little bit firmer than what you would think.
Firmer than Reeder?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He's got like a 550 spring, and he weighs like 150 pounds or something?
Yep, yeah, true. Yeah, it's kind of amazing, but yeah, he's going to give it a rip and see. He was on air before, but now he's trying this coil, so. Yeah.
Okay. How many guys are on air versus coil in the rear end?
There's one, Tommy G's the only one on air.
Okay.
Yeah. And that bike is specific for that.
Yeah.
That shock, so.
And specifically, how are the guys setting up their different setups?
Have some guys running 5 volume reducers and compared to 7 with Connor's running like 7, a little bit more heavier as compared to Tommy G, I think, is just running 5.
And how much sag are these guys doing? 15, 20% or even less?
Yeah, about 15%, 10-15%. Haven't really measured it out, but they're just kind of doing by feel and just waiting for the thunder chuck to hit. And
the thunder chuck. Is it easier setting up suspension for the free riders versus the racers?
It is, yeah. The racers tend to be a little bit more specific and want settings that will be better for their overall course rather than just one or 2 big hits.
Thunder chuck.
Thunder chuck.
Thunder chucking here at Fox. I'm here at SRAM with Sean Cruikshanks, and he's going to give us a little quick lowdown on Rampage setup. What are the boys doing?
Well, generally a lot of spring. Damping, of course, we bump up. Because they can manicure the courses, we don't always have to worry about rebounds so much, but there's some big features that they land on. It's a tricky one, and of course there's that subjectivity where some people like a ton of compression and some people run a ton of rebound, and you got to really work with that athlete and that personality.
Who's on either end of the spectrum? Who's the stiffest? Who's the softest? Who's running which and what? Give us a few details on some of your riders.
We support Kyle.
Do you think the stiffest?
Well, Kyle Strait, because he's a big.
Oh yeah.
And he obviously, because he's so big, he needs a little more spring, and because he has so much spring, we need to really work on rebound with him. That's been a challenge, but I think we're able to help him this weekend and have a good time and not fall off his bicycle.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's our ultimate goal is
prime objective. Yeah.
Especially at Rampage.
Yeah.
Brandon, because of his slope background, he tends to be on the firmer side.
Oh, does he?
So if you're jumping, generally you want more spring. It's a little more supportive. It's more predictable to push off of.
He said he was way less than those other guys, though.
Depends which guys, but
that's true.
He's in there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the Boxers rocked it. Thanks for the quick lowdown, and we'll see you next Rampage.
Okay. Take care.
Sean Cruikshanks here at SRAM. And that's how the guys are setting up the riders' bikes for the big hits and the monster steeps of Rampage. Thanks for checking it out.